Okay, here's the box. Again, if I didn't show it earlier, the parent company is Maytronics. Dolphin's sort of like a sub-brand, but basically they're interchangeable. They make different model numbers, like this model number and this model name are different for different distributors, but they're the same robot. So they have different robots with different colors and things like that. So if you see the same, physically the same robot with this track, with this single track, they make a dual track, which is different. Single track on each end, side ports. Really the only difference is going to be the color, the name, the model, and then there'll be a Wi-Fi option that will be more expensive. So, like I said earlier, Lowe's and Home Depot, they both have this model. And right now, I don't think they stock it in their store. You just got to order it online and have for pickup. They do have a discount for veterans. Home Depot did not have that until recently. I mean, they had it if you were a retired veteran, but they didn't have it for just your average Joe Blow veteran. Now they do. Just sign up online, you get 10% off. So this was under $1,000. Actually, it was under $900. This is the summer of 2022. I think it's worth it. The E20 is going to be about $300 cheaper. It does not have the side ports, so you're not going to get waterline coverage. And then I do believe it's the side ports that really help it get off of the main drain. So there's an option, I believe, for a fine filter, but I don't need the fine filter. This is my main filter. It's a fine filter. It's huge. You know, I'm going to change this twice a year. If you put a fine filter in the Dolphin, you're going to have to clean it more often because it's going to clog up more often. The Dolphin stirs up the water in the floor, so all the little stuff, algae, is going to go into this filter eventually. I just had this VSD, I guess they call it, or VFD, variable speed pump. This one's by Hayward. In California, it's a requirement now. If your old pump goes bad, you got to replace it. So I had this replaced. What happens is if you're using a suction cleaner, you're going to have less suction. Better energy savings, but less suction for your cleaner. So that's why I also made the jump to the robot. So I do recommend these. This was installed Southern California, around, it's a 2.75 horsepower, $2,400 installed. I believe it comes with a 3-year warranty if it's installed by a certified contractor. But here's the thing, it's so much less noisy. I bet you in this video you can barely even hear it. So obviously it's at a very reduced speed, but when I go to jacuzzi mode, it definitely goes up. It goes up to high speed, so it's definitely noisy. So, but just the noise reduction alone is worth it. So I'm going to just go overview really quick everything left on my list here. Home Depot does have a 90-day warranty. I mean, not a warranty, but a return policy, which is nice. If you go to a small pool store, it's kind of awkward returning things. But definitely Home Depot, it's not a big deal. I do wish I could set it to run longer than 2 hours, but that might be possibly twisting of the cord over time is why they do that. I don't know, but if you're going to have an issue like I do with the raised drains, 2 hours is fine because it will twist up once in a while, and you can untwist it at that point. On the Home Depot reviews, I saw a review, at least one, that said it got stuck and they didn't like it. So I don't know if they're talking about stuck all the time or stuck temporarily. For me, it gets stuck temporarily. I don't like it, but I'm not going to return it. It's still a good deal. I just, run multiple runs on it, on the cleaner cycle. I had a crawly type suction cleaner before. This is about 8 times the price of that. I think it's worth it. Again, I've got a bad back. I'm really tired of brushing the bottom of the pool. I wish it had a water line select so you could just kind of focus on the water line. So that's pretty much it. I do recommend this product. I've only had it maybe 3 or 4 weeks. So far I'm happy. It's got a 2-year warranty. If I can get 2 years out of this, maybe replace the brushes and the tracks every 2 years. I'm very happy, and the reason I did this video is because I could not find any information on raised drains and having issues with raised drains. When you go to search and you try to look for a robot that fixes the issues with raised drains, you will not find anything. If you call Maytronics, which I did on this one, just because I don't even like the temporary sticking, their answer is to get a drain cover that wraps around your existing drain cover like a ramp. So those are expensive. I think they're around $100. I've got three main drains. They're close to each other. I don't even think it'll work in my case. And the other thing is these clips. You can buy clips that you can put on top. But if you put clips on top of your drains are not going to get brushed. And also they don't guarantee that those work either. And they're kind of expensive per clip. I would need 6 clips. And they don't last as far as reviews and stuff. So I think this model with this port and temporarily getting stuck and having to run multiple cycles in my pool. I'll show you my pool, my overall pool here. It's got lots of corners. It's not going to do the steps. I mean, it'll go up there once in a while, but I'll still have to scrub that. This corner, like up towards the top, yeah, it's not going to get some areas. I've got this long bench. I've got another kind of a U-shaped turn here. Got some nice sharp corners. I don't expect any cleaner to get this pool perfect, but 90% of the pool is great. This is 7 feet on this end. It gets around the light pretty well. The tracks on the cleaner do actually help clean the corners. Not as well as the brushes, but it's kind of a soft rubber that kind of scrubs and rubs the corners pretty decent. These are my drains. They're too close to each other for those big things that are supposed to help your pool cleaner get up on top and get off. I don't want to put anything on here that's going to screw with the color match. A neon blue whatever on there. That would be terrible. I just spent 15 grand having this pool redone with Pebble Tech. I mean 2 years ago. So I don't want to do that. This is where the port is for the suction cleaner. I have to bend down every time I use it. This is the suction cleaner I was using. I bought this on Amazon. I forget the name of it. And it was probably $90 before the pandemic. I think it's like 120 or 130 now. But if you're going to get a variable speed, especially if you get a variable speed, especially if you don't like scrubbing the bottom of the pool, the pool cleaner over there is definitely it's about 8 times the price, but it's definitely worth it. Anyway, I hope this helps you out. Take it easy. One more thing I forgot to mention. They do have a 3-brush model, or Dolphin does, Maytronics. It's called the M400. So my understanding is if you get that, it will scoot over the deck drain or the main drains because of the 3rd brush in the middle. I did contact Maytronics through a distributor, or you can through a distributor if you don't have their number. If you have technical questions, you can ask them, but there's one of their higher end models. They can actually add a brush. I guess you got to send it to them, so I'm sure it's not free. So there's an extreme situation, and they're obviously more expensive, so that's an option. If you want to store your cleaner, make sure if you're going to store it outside. I don't have a storage place yet for it, but this is for my water hose. But I'm going to get one that's totally enclosed for the pool cleaner, and you have to have it totally enclosed because, you know, wildlife or rodents will chew on the cable. So make sure it's not an open type storage. They'll chew on this cable, and that's probably a couple $100 to replace, maybe 300, I don't know. So that's just to keep that in mind unless you're going to store it in the garage. And then at the very end of this video, I'm going to have a time lapse. And the time lapse, I'm going to have the camera pointing at these 3 deck drains. It's a 1 cycle time lapse of 2 hours. The time lapse is a photo every 10 seconds. So when you see the time lapse, whenever it stops on a deck drain, or one of these drains, I should say, main drains, it's actually sitting there for a while. On the time lapse, it looks like it's very brief. So just keep that in mind. It's a 2-hour time lapse. I'm just filming this end of the pool. So when it's off the drain, it's cleaning my pool, obviously. So I just want to give you an idea of how often in a 2-hour cycle it's getting stuck. Okay, thank you for watching.